So even though the initial design we had was about scheduling, the schedule itself was never part of our model. Once we include schedule as its own explicit object in our model, it makes the design much simpler. Appointments no longer need to know anything about other appointments. The responsibility for ensuring that appointments are not double booked and similar invariants can be performed by the schedule, which is the aggregate root.
So let's see if this passes our other tests about defining aggregate roots. When we save changes to a schedule, does it make sense to update any changed appointments? Yes, it does make sense. And if we were to delete an entire schedule, would it make sense to delete all of its appointments? Yeah, I think that would make sense also.
Yeah, I think this is the schedule for a particular clinic. At the moment, we only have one clinic, but if we imagine a scenario in which multiple clinics each have their own schedule, it wouldn't make sense to delete a clinic's schedule, but then keep its appointments floating around. So I think that works.
Great. And if a schedule exists for each clinic, then it makes sense to persist the schedule, which means that it needs an ID and therefore is truly an entity. And when we retrieve a schedule, we'll most likely be filtering which related appointments we want to look at. For example, today's schedule or this week's schedule. That would mean we want all of today's or all of this week's appointments from a particular clinic's schedule. It really does make a lot more sense to me to tie the appointments to a schedule than directly to a clinic. I like it. Now, let's see how this affects our design.